Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Disneyland here in Southern California. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's not Disneyland. It's the Sometimes Vlog. Yeah. It's a vlog that happens sometimes, and sometimes it happens at Disney World. Now, I haven't done the Sometimes Vlog at Disney World in years, and in fact, I almost haven't been to Disney World in years. Last week, at some point, it dawned on me that it has been about 15 months since I've been to Walt Disney World. The last time I was here was for the kickoff of the 50th anniversary. So I was here October 1st, 2021, and did not come back until now. It is now 2023. As I stand here, it could not look more glorious, could it? Hello, Walt. Hello, Mickey. Oops, sorry. I'm so excited to be back. I am so overstimulated. Now, 48 hours ago, I was in the original Disneyland. I was in Anaheim, California, cruising down Main Street, staring at a castle that is much, much smaller than this one. I went directly home, packed my bags, slept for about an hour, then rode on an airplane all day where I thought I was going to sleep, but instead I only got this kind of sleep. You know, the kind of sleep that's not sleep at all. Better not to sleep at all. Landed in Orlando and then checked the little Disney World app and went, uh-oh, you know what I could do? I think I could make it into the Magic Kingdom tonight. And lo, my friends, lo, is that a thing you could say? A little Shakespearean. Lo, my friends, hark! That is what I did. I made it out to the Magic Kingdom last night around this time, right around sunset, right when the sky was getting weird. And it was a lot colder yesterday, a little sweatier today, a little more moisture on the mustache, if you know what I mean. Today, I don't even know what I mean by that. But, okay, so anyway, I made it here about 24 hours ago into the Magic Kingdom, stayed here until it closed last night. There was a special event I couldn't go to, but I was here until 11, and then probably off of Main Street around midnight, something like that. Back to the hotel by 1, slept until 8 o'clock in the morning, and I'm back in the Magic Kingdom. Now, the primary reason I'm here, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna tease you, I'm not gonna drag it out or play with your emotions or question your intelligence. I am in fact here because Splash Mountain is in its final days. We are in the latter days of Splash Mountain. It is going down one last time Sunday night, and then it's over. No more Splash Mountain at the Magic Kingdom ever. Of course, it's becoming Tiana's, what is it? Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Look at this view, by the way. I keep forgetting we can now turn the camera, hopefully, around. By the way, I'm playing with a completely different way of filming, completely different way of doing sound. I am not used to it, so I apologize if at any point you can't hear me, or the sound is weird, or whatever. I didn't have time to build the vlog to scale or to paint it, but hopefully we can now turn the camera and it won't sound muffly or weird. You'll be able to hear me no matter what direction we turn. No matter what direction we turn. Anyway, suffice to say, I am now exhausted. It's been about 24 hours of Magic Kingdom, minus the little nap that I took last night to literally recharge my camera batteries. And then I was here right after rope drop to start filming stuff. But yes, I am here for Splash Mountain. I have now ridden Splash Mountain, rided upon. I've logged Splash Mountain a few times now, and I just finished filming today, and I'm tired. My brain is fizzling out. My body's tired. My brain is tired. My mouth is tired. And let me tell you, my ducks are quacking over here. My feet are sore. Look at this, the Liberty Bell. There's one thing I love just as much as Disneyland, if not more. It's liberty, liberty! Let freedom ring, folks. Don't you wish you could yank a rope and ding that bell? Someday I'd love it if they let me ring that bell. Anyway, look at this. I am just completely at a loss for words. Well, no, I'm never at a loss for words, but I am finding it difficult to find anything intelligent to say. Let's walk down over towards Splash Mountain, and as we do, I'll tell you what I've been up to today. So, I landed here, I've been doing a little filming. I'm only in Florida for a couple of days, but it's a trip, man. I'm already started to get weirdly emotional. And as I mentioned in the Randomland video, which probably has the most glamour shots and the most edits of any Randomland video ever for the length, because I started filming up a storm. I was so excited about the scenery and the theming and everything last night. I was just like, oh, look at this little statue and look at this little angle over here. Look at the beautiful castle. I think I went a little too far. But as I said in that video, this is sort of the first time that I've been back to the Magic Kingdom since it started to kind of come back to normal. The last time I was here, still many of the character meet and greets were closed. Most of the sort of popcorn stands and places you get water were closed. Lots of shows and experiences were closed down because they were still coming out of the pandemic. The stickers were on the ground everywhere to stay 6 feet apart. And of course, the times before that I was out here was still weird social distancing rules and masks on indoors. And then before that, I even came out here on a very warm spring trip where you still had to have masks on outdoors. That was a doozy for Florida. Us California people who are used to no humidity and pretty much perfect weather most of the time. Most of the time we have Mary Poppins weather, you know, it's practically perfect in every way, except for this past week. It's been drizzly and rainy, which is why I'm grateful to be here in the Florida sunshine, let me tell you. But what was the point of all that? Oh, people who are used to perfect weather come and hit the humidity, and now I personally like the humidity. I get used to it. I'm wearing a jacket right now. It's a little moist outside today. So I like the humidity. I like the way it feels. It coats the throat, makes you, I feel like I could breathe better in the humidity, which is like the opposite of what most people say. Anyway, the mask though, I was not used to having that humid mask on my face. In California, we had masks longer in our park than Florida did, I think. And so I thought I was used to it. I thought I was used to it from the plane, but coming to Walt Disney World and walking around all day in the muggy, hot sunshine with a mask on your face, that was a whole different experience. Anyway, the last several times I've been here, things were just so humbucked, so strange, so awkward, so weird. And even the last time for the 50th, people were celebrating, and the 50th was kind of a dud. They did all the media stuff the day before, so, you know, the CEO or the park president, nobody came out on the stage that day to even say happy anniversary or anything. It sort of fell flat for me. It was just a weird experience all around. And of course, Allie was here with me for the 50th anniversary, and it was right before her major surgery, which I am right now, as of 2 days ago, was exactly a year ago. So it's been exactly 367 days, 66 days, something like that. I don't know if it's a leap year, 68 days, somewhere in that neighborhood, just over 365 days since her surgery. And it was the day before I flew here, and both of us didn't even notice. It's not a day we like to really celebrate, the day that we thought she was going to die. And that week, 1 year ago, I was in the hospital, just absolutely terrified for my life. I mean, the most afraid I've ever been that, you know, the love of your life is going to die and everything else. And so, previous to that, when we were here for the 50th anniversary, she was just feeling awful. I mean, she was taking little, just baby steps, and I would turn on the camera. Hello, how you doing? I'd turn on the camera, and she would smile, and she would feel happy. I don't know if you can hear that guy. That's the thing about this new mic setup. I don't know if you can hear other people. May have to have a second one so I can be, hello, sir, Phil Hauser style, you know. Anyway, I turned on the camera, she would smile, do her best to be pleasant. She was doing her best to be pleasant to people here and in person, but she was pretty miserable. And then throughout this year with my medical stuff, and she had more surgeries, it wasn't a good year to get back. So anyway, this is the first time I've been back to Walt Disney World where I wasn't worried that Allie was dying. I wasn't worried about crazy anniversary filming or social distancing or masks or what's open or what's not open. In fact, now the Walt Disney World Railroad is open again. So I actually came into the park today, got on the train here, rode the train around the Magic Kingdom, and soon it's going to change because Splash Mountain will be closed. So it's sort of the last time that kind of my classic Magic Kingdom is going to exist, you know, where you come in and there's your Splash Mountain, your Big Thunder, the railroad. It's all changing. Tron isn't quite open yet. As a matter of fact, if we have time, I think I'll walk over that way next after we get a good shot of the side of Splash Mountain here. So yes, Splash Mountain is about to close. Things are just about to change forever. Now, I have a very good friend who works at Walt Disney World, and for years, one of the main things that he worked on was Splash Mountain. I don't want to say his name because I don't have a good reason not to say his name, but just in case. But a friend who's worked very closely doing maintenance on Splash Mountain. And so we'd always kind of stand over here, and I'd meet up with them over here, we'd be talking, and I would always get sort of the inside scoop. What's going on with the mountain kind of a thing? And so I just met up with him today, and I was like, this is such a trip. Like, Splash Mountain is going away, and I feel like it was part of our friendship almost or something. And so it's sort of an end of an era out here. So I spent a lot of time riding Splash Mountain. It seemed to be the ride where, like at Disneyland, the most common ride, a cast member will just randomly take a guess and go, hey, you want to little extra magic, you want to jump on a ride, jump to the front of the line, will be Fantasyland. If you're in Fantasyland at night, usually, sometimes the cast members will grab you and go, hey, you want to go on a ride? Pick any Fantasyland ride. I don't know. Go right to the front. That has happened to me at Disney World a lot too. And in this park, it's almost always when I'm standing right between Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain, and I almost always pick Splash Mountain. So I always rode this ride when I would come to Magic Kingdom. I didn't ride it that much at Disneyland. Well, I did, but it's not a ride that I would go on every time I visit Disneyland, where Splash Mountain, for one reason or another, I almost always would cruise down Splash, particularly if it was raining or wet or cold in any way, or back in the Fast Pass Plus days where at night nobody wanted to ride it, so they always had Fast Passes available. I'm like, hey man, if I can't do Space Mountain, let's rock the Splash. Never been afraid of getting wet in Florida, because typically you're already pretty wet. Right now I'm wearing long pants. Not the driest thing to wear in the Magic Kingdom, let me tell you. So you're always sort of a little damp anyway, so why not? Plus, it gets hot out here, so you want to cool down with a nice cool breeze from Splash Mountain. I don't know why I'm talking like that, or what kind of accent that is. Some sort of weird vampire talk. And so there it is, look at that. Just a classic attraction for me. So when I heard it was closing, and my friend Adam, the Woo, was texting me like, dude, Splash is closing. He's giving me the closing dates and all that stuff. I was thinking, yeah, things are kind of weird lately. I don't have time for a long trip. I've ridden it so many times and I've filmed it a lot of times. Maybe that's enough. I don't know if I really want to go all the way to Florida just for that. Then I was sitting there doing the math on the 15 months since I've been here and went, what? And decided that, you know what, it's been about enough time. And I came out here to the Magic Kingdom. I flew all the way out here. My arms are still very, very, very sore. Anyway, it's so strange and weird that that's going to change. It's such a signature piece of the end of Frontierland down here. Oh, it's getting dark. I don't know how well you're going to see me in the dark, so let's get a move on over here. We already cruised through a lot of Frontierland. Maybe we can whip through part of Adventureland really quickly. But I keep forgetting I can turn the camera around like this and you can hear me just as well. Look at that. It's just so great to be back. So great to do stuff. So anyway, the point is, yeah, I'm very tired, but I had to come out and do it. So I've got a few days out here, basically just until the final drop of the log on Splash Mountain. And then I have got to wing it back home to the West Coast, back to my homeland. Hopefully I'll have a chance to meet up with some friends out here. Hopefully I'll have a chance to meet up with Adam. I've already bumped into a few familiar faces, but it's weird. I haven't seen anybody filming out here, which the last time I was here for the 50th anniversary, that's all I saw. All I saw everywhere, cameras. It's crazy. I used to love coming to Disney World because when I started obviously filming at Disneyland, you never see anybody filming. In fact, cast members would always come up to you, do you need help taking a picture of yourself? They didn't know you were filming. Like, filming? What are you doing? YouTube? What the heck is that? Kind of a thing. And then I got more and more common on the West Coast. Took a while longer for it to really catch on crazy in Florida, I feel like. And so I know Adam and I used to fly out here all the time and be like, isn't this great? No one's filming. And then we were talking about what a crazy change it was between back then and sort of like the opening of Star Wars Land, for example, or 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. Now, I normally don't miss any of the big anniversaries. And of course, there was a really huge one that I missed, which was Epcot's 40th anniversary. Went down in October, 1 year after the 50th anniversary of the Magic Kingdom started out here. And I was fully prepared to come out for that. But of course, Allie had just recovered from her second surgery. She had just started to be able to walk, and she went to a couple attractions with me and she was okay. So we booked that last minute trip to the East Coast. And it's a place she always wanted to go. It was always on her bucket list to go to the East Coast during the fall and see like the leaves changing and the fall colors. And so that's what we did. And hey, how's it going, man?
Nice to meet you.
Hey, what's your name?
Matthew Wall.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Sorry, I can't turn the camera off. Is that okay?
I didn't. No, that's okay.
Okay, just making sure. As long as you're okay with that. I kind of saw you other corner of my eye.
I just didn't want to interrupt you.
Oh, no, that's all right. Yeah. Sure. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hopefully we can hear you.
How's it going? Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Can I have you say hello to my wife?
Sure.
She's back here.
I had to come and say hello to Julie over here. Hopefully we can hear you. I'm testing a whole new sound and video thing because for a different video.
We will find out very soon.
Yeah, we'll find out if we can hear you. I need one of those news reporter mics.
We live in Astoria.
Oh, are you kidding me?
No,
okay.
we live about
We're going
5
to take
blocks.
a fun pic. I'll be right back. Hold on. Sorry about that. There's going to be the occasional interruption. Normally, if I knew you could hear everybody, I would just keep rolling, but yeah, sometimes you gotta stop and take fun pics. Anyway, I can't remember what I was talking about at all, but yes. Oh, it's because I took Allie to the Leaves last year, and so we had to decide, are we going to go to Epcot's 40th, or are we gonna do something bucket list for Allie? And considering that I thought I was gonna lose her forever 1 year ago, you know, by the time we got to October, I thought, you know, maybe it's more important to do something that Allie really wants to do for once. And look at that, speaking of princesses, there's Tiana right up there. She's the one taking over Splash Mountain. I'm surprised no one's yelling at her. Just kidding, we all love Tiana. I keep saying that if they're gonna replace Splash Mountain, which, yes, I agree with a lot of the Walt Disney World people I've been talking to today that say, it makes so much more sense at Disneyland where you have New Orleans Square versus replacing ours here. I go, yeah, I know. But if you're gonna replace that ride, at least it's a pretty decent film. And you've got Dr. Facilier, you know, the whole weird voodoo element is gonna look awesome down inside of Splash, but apparently the changes are going to be very extreme, like very thorough. When I first saw the concept artwork, I saw that it still had, I almost said vlogs. I almost said vlogs. When I first saw that it still had sort of the same logs, just without the bunnies on the front of it, I thought, oh, they're probably not going to change it too much, just a simple reskin, pop a few new animatronics in, you know, just pop Tiana onto that boat at the end or something. But no, apparently it's going to be a pretty extreme makeover from the sound of it, from everything that I've heard, and a whole lot is going to change other than the ride vehicles. Should be quite a lot of changes in there, so it's going to be pretty crazy, but at least it's a good movie. At least it's a decent movie that a lot of people like, and it's not like some weird obscure movie that nobody's ever heard of, or something that they're going to come out with that we're not sure is going to be popular. So I will say, like Avatar, for example. Avatar was a huge movie, and I'm going way out on a limb here because obviously Avatar was one of the biggest blockbuster hits of all time, box office wise, right? But when they put an Avatar land in here, an Animal Kingdom, most people I know, even people who loved Avatar, were like, what? I think they kind of did that hoping that all the sequels would be just as huge, and it looks like this second one is also equally big box office wise. The strange part about that is I know like 2 Avatar fans. It's like a couple of the biggest movies in cinema history, but I know 2 fans of them. That's weird, right? Like Star Wars is big, but you meet Star Wars fans everywhere. You see people wearing Star Wars stuff. You see people wearing Star Wars stuff. That guy was out of control. Wow, on the scooter. Or Harry Potter. When Harry Potter was huge, you saw lots of Harry Potter clothes everywhere. You still do, as a matter of fact, especially in Orlando. But I don't think I've ever seen anybody like walking around wearing Avatar ears just on a weird, random Tuesday, you know? So kind of a strange choice. And I feel the same way about Tron. Now, when they put Tron into Shanghai Disneyland, I thought, well, that kind of makes sense because, you know, it's China, so they have a whole different sensibility. What's popular there is going to be different than what's popular here because all the Disney movies out there are foreign films to them, so who knows, maybe they enjoyed the dub or whatever, but I can't think of any, off the top of my head, I'm being totally sincere, I can't think of any Tron fans that I know. Like, I've never gone over to any of my friends' houses and never seen like a big Tron poster on the wall. Certainly know a lot of people who like the original movie. My dad loved the original movie. I always thought it was boring. I'm putting myself, like I said, I'm putting myself out. I'm putting it all out there now. I'm putting it all on Front Street. I'm just saying, as a kid, I didn't really understand Tron, and the effects were weird looking, even to me in the 80s. I was like, what is this? So I was never a big Tron head. I never saw the remake, and everyone tells me, oh, you've got to see the remake. The remake is so much better. So I do know quite a few people who enjoyed that movie. The point I'm getting at, in a very weird roundabout way, because my brain is tired and I can't speak and I'm all discombobulated, is I don't know any huge Tron heads, Tronites, Tronovans, who like dress up as Tron or cosplay as Tron. I've never really seen that, and yet they've invested all this money in a huge Tron roller coaster for Shanghai. Well, if in China, perhaps, you know, it's all the same to them as far as like all the Disney movies are foreign films, so it's not as classic to them. You know, Pinocchio's not any more classic than Tron. Then why not, right? Plus, it's a cool looking idea for a roller coaster, and all the ride footage, and by the way, the one coming into Magic Kingdom is going to be exactly identical to the one in Shanghai. But all the ride footage I've seen from Shanghai, it looks incredible. Like the whole idea of the neon lights, and you're on the light cycle as it races through. I mean, it's perfect for roller coasters, so I get it. The weird part is coming and putting that roller coaster into the Magic Kingdom, which is what we're just about to see. Look at that thing out there. Now, it's way more noticeable in the dark because in the dark, all the lights on it make it very, very blue. So it almost looks like a sunken spaceship Earth over there, sort of, sticking up out of the ground. And because some of the trees are winterized right now, not a lot of leaves, you can see it from the other side of the hub. Not perfectly, but you can see it for sure. From certain parts of the other side of the hub, you can see it actually really well. And it is very strange not to have a new ride in Space Mountain, not to have a new ride that looks like that or anything like that. I'm not criticizing it for that, but just, it's a weird choice. Just because I don't know anyone who's like, oh my gosh, Tron, I can live my fantasies of being in the movie Tron. It's more just like, oh, awesome roller coaster, and at least it has a theme. So I have no problem with it. Thematically, it fits in Tomorrowland. It's futuristic. It looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's pretty crazy that something's gonna give Space Mountain a run for its money. Because Space Mountain, and man, it's so crazy to think about it. Space Mountain has been here for years and years. What is it, 1975? The Space Mountain opened up? Am I correct in saying that the Disney World Space Mountain was the very first one? What's weird is I normally have all my facts straight, but I come to the Sometimes vlog, and this is the second time this has happened. I'm tired, I can't think, just got off a plane, and I can't remember my Space Mountain orders. This just happened at Knott's Berry Farm. Remember when we were there? But yes, the point is, it does fit in here. It's perfect. You can see it going. I have a cast member friend who just rode on it today. How sick is that? Can you see that? I know it's sort of distant out there, but hopefully you can get a glimpse. Anyway, it's weird just because of what movie they chose. Whereas Tiana, oh, look we're bringing it full circle. We're coming back to the point. Tiana is a very good movie, and when people see Tiana in the parks, they lose their minds. They get really, really excited. People of all ages, shape sizes, etc., etc. All kinds of people. Tiana, like at Disneyland, she was always riding on the Mark Twain riverboat out there, and people are, and here, just when we saw her peeking out of that little Muppet window over there in Liberty Square, nobody was like, I hate you, Tiana, you're ruining Splash Mountain. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, Tiana. Everybody loves Tiana. So, and everybody loves Dr. Facilier too. Whenever they have those Halloween events and stuff, you see people out here, wow, look at that. Look at that sky. Florida, dude. Forgot about the Florida skies. Everywhere where there's bad weather, it makes for beautiful sunsets. Not that the weather was bad today, but I'm just saying, California sunsets have nothing on a Midwest or a Florida sunset. Dang. Anyway, my point is, Tiana is a very popular character. So as much as I've heard people kind of go like, oh, what? Nobody even likes that movie. Like, nah, I think you might be wrong about that one. A lot of people do enjoy that film. I think it's a good one. It's a Disney classic for some people who have grown up with it, as weird as that sounds, you know. Sort of, isn't that strange to think about? It's strange to me that, like, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid, those are classics now. They've been around for so long, where when I was growing up, those were the new films coming out. And it was like, this is sort of new Disney, and then you have the classic Disney like Cinderella and whatever. And now, to a 20-year-old now, Aladdin might as well be Snow White, right? It's so old. So strange to think about. Whoa! I see cast members walking up there, up above the People Mover. Somebody Heimbucked the People Mover! Oh my God, somebody Heimbucked it! Anyway, I'm gonna have to let you guys go pretty shortly here. I just wanted to pop in to test the equipment, and where better to do a test of futuristic filming possibilities than here in the world of the future, Tomorrowland. So I'm back in the Magic Kingdom. I'm here for several days. There will be several adventures, not only Random Land adventures, one of which I'm editing now, back at the hotel, which has probably the most cuts and glamour shots and effort put into a video of that length ever. And anyway, there'll be several adventures and crazy stuff going on, crazy happenings and whatnots, hopefully some crazy hangs for people we haven't seen for a long time. And I'm pretty much bamboozled and have not too much more to say. I just wanted to check in, see how everybody was doing, let y'all know that I'm safe and alive and well here in 1885. No, in 2023 at the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. So hopefully the test went well. Hopefully you can hear me. There are no comments on this channel, so if you want to leave a comment, go over to the Facebook group. The link will be down below in the description. That link is going to change soon. A lot of stuff is going to be changing this year because this is the 10th year of Random Land. The 10th year, the 10th year. So we got a lot of crazy 10-year plans. that are starting to come together. The 10th anniversary is technically not until March or April. I think the 10th anniversary of when I started Randomland is in March, but the first Randomlands got deleted, and the oldest ones you can find have a different name, and they're from April maybe, so we probably won't start celebrating our 10th anniversary until around March or April, right around my birthday time, around March 25th, somewhere in there. We'll just say the anniversary is on my birthday. How about that? And I got some plans in the works. For now, I'm very thirsty. I don't really particularly want to drink out of this water fountain, even though I'm sure that it's tasty and delicious and fine, and futuristic water is probably all the rage. So I'm gonna go buy like a Powerade or something and try to put some more electrolytes back into my body that I've lost all day from the mustache sweat here in Florida and the moistness and the moisture that gets trapped in the jeans. You know what if you've ever been to Florida, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Not trying to be gross, I'm just saying. Things get wet in Florida. Things get wet, and not just on Splash Mountain. So hopefully the test worked. Hopefully you can hear everything. Hopefully everything looks all right. I know this particular setup is not great looking in the dark. So I think for now we've done our duty. I'm gonna go back and hotel and sleep well, but if this test was successful, then after we come in for a landing, I will be back for even more here from Walt Disney World over the coming days. All right, guys, you've done your duty. Go home, sleep well. I'll see you guys next time here on the Sometimes Vlog or in Random Land.